This episode of Legacy Battle is sponsored by W Energy Drink.
W Energy is a more affordable and healthy sports drink option with over 10 plus flavors, no artificial fillers or dyes, made to prevent crashes, jitters, and angst.
Go to www.wdubby.gg and order your sports drink today. Put in the promo code Legacy Battle for a 10% discount. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to another episode of Legacy Battle. My co-host tonight from the Gridiron Battle Zone is Brian King. I am Michael Adams. We have an interview for you tonight. Pretty stoked about this one because this is the first WFA player we've ever had. And we are joined by Ashley DiCicco, a 9-year outside linebacker. There's a couple other positions in there too. We'll get into that with the Pittsburgh Passion of the Women's Football Alliance. Thank you, Ashley, so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So let's jump into our Q&A here, and I got the first question tonight. So start by telling us a little bit about the WFA. For listeners who may not be familiar with it, how many teams, like how long has it been going? And honestly, something I'd like to know is, because I know some other things that you do, how much do players make?
Okay, so the WFA has been around longer than I actually know the years. I can tell you that Pittsburgh Passion joined the WFA in 2016 because that was the same year that I joined Passion. This year we have 12 pro division teams. There's also Division 2 and a D3 or developmental stage. We are the highest level of women's football you can get in the world, besides when they have Team USA tryouts, which is about every 4 years-ish. Kind of like the Olympics, I guess you could say. Players, we are not paid to play, but you can get paid to play. If you get the right type of sponsors, then there you go. But it's how much you put into it, how much work you want to go and put yourself out there. There are NIL deals, again, but that's work that you got to do. So it's each player's individual responsibility to handle those kind of things. There are team sponsorships in general, but that helps with like just our facilities, our practice time, game day stuff. Yeah. And we're very competitive. Like I said, it's like the highest level you can get to. And we're just trying to keep paving the way to get paid officially one day. We're like the NBA back in the day. That's where we're at.
Right.
Oh,
so if we go back to the beginning, like, could you tell us a little bit about like where you grew up and your first exposure to football and when you became a fan of the game?
I always loved football. I don't think I can remember a time that I didn't, but I grew up in Southside, Pittsburgh, literally Southside, where people drink now. It wasn't such a bar place when I was younger, but all the kids, we literally just played street ball all day long. I actually played deck hockey first, and I still do that. And I was always like one of the only girls with all the guys. So I was in a newspaper article actually in Southside, younger, being the only girl, and you see me like try to stiff arm a guy running. And that was since I was like 9. I probably before that, but I can recall 9 years old. I'm in the newspaper playing with the guys, at the park in Southside. I moved away to York, PA for a good bit of my life, and they didn't have deck hockey there. Deck hockey's not everywhere like it is in Pittsburgh, or some people call it ball hockey. Since they didn't have that, I said, well, I'm going to play football then. And I went and tried out, and they told me the cheerleaders over there. And I said, no, I'm here to play football. And I played with the boys for 2 years, maybe 11, 12, 13 years old. My high school didn't have a team. And by the time they got a team, I was in 11th grade, and the boys were a lot bigger than me. So I had to stop and play flag football until I found the passion.
Nice. My segues good into my next question. I mean, you for the passion, you play the linebacker position. So how was that originally determined, and have you explored playing other positions on the field as well?
When I first joined, they put me as a wide receiver because of my size, and I could catch. Some rookies, it just depends. Everybody's different. I could catch the ball without my equipment on because I was used to playing flag football. So my whole first year, I practiced being a receiver. I knew all our plays. I got it down, but I never really wanted to play offense. I always wanted to be on defense. And so the next year, I switched to corner. Well, the first year they let me on kickoff, okay, because I had to beg them every time. I'm like, come on. When they told me what people are like on kickoff, I said, that describes me. Let me be like, I'm just being the receiver because I was told to go here. But so I got on kickoff, and they saw that I was there to make tackles and everything like that. So the next year, I'm like, can I switch to corner? And I always wanted to be outside linebacker, but we had really girls stacked in that position, and they wanted someone a little bigger. So they put me at corner. I played corner for a couple years until I really got my way. And I'm like, no, I promise you, I could be a dog. I could be a bigger girl. And yeah, ever since I got to be outside linebacker, I've just been working hard. And last year I got to start for sure in that position and starting right now. And I hope to keep it going and just working my way up.
So the passion you said started in 2016. That's different than what I got on my research. Okay.
Just for the WFA. Passion's been around
Gotcha.
for about 21 years, I think. I could be a year off or so, maybe 22.
Right.
But they went to a couple different leagues before, leagues and people changing and, rules. So.
Right. Well, you've been around almost half of their history. So
yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about, you did a little bit already, about the organization, how people can sponsor those players, and a bit of their very successful history?
So our owners, Franco Harris used to be a co-owner, but his wife is still a co-owner, and then Teresa Khan, she's actively there every day, day in and day out. And their motto is teaching life lessons through sports. A big thing, Passion Way, it's a family, it's a bond. They hold us to a higher standard, and I think that's why we have success. Where everyone's very close, and they expect you to be top notch on the field, off the field. We just have high requirements of being a good person, being a good teammate, all those things, helping people out. And, some teams, they just don't care, and they're all about angry football, right? Like, just go hit somebody. That's not us. We want to talk with our pads, help our people up, and support women while still winning. And I think that's why we're so successful. It shows. We want to build while being successful. We don't want to just crush women and be rude. We want to crush women and support women. So maybe something like that.
But you mentioned that the Pittsburgh Passion franchise was once owned, co-owned by the Steelers legend Franco Harris. So were you able to interact with Franco often while he was alive? And what was he like?
Oh, yeah. He's one of the greatest guys ever. So humble. He supported women. His wife is still a co-owner. So she's still her and her son are still active with us. But Franco would come to, what games that he could. He paid for whole championships, championships we didn't make it to, for other women to be able to play. We had to volunteer our time. We wanted to, not had to. But he would pay for everything, just everything, for all these other women to still be able to come and play here in Pittsburgh. And he was just nice. The one girl on our team, she wasn't on our team at the time. She played for Tampa. She broke her leg at Highmark Stadium, and Franco was there. She had to go to the hospital. And later that day, he asked our owner to take him to the hospital to see the girl that got her leg broken. He didn't know her. She wasn't part of Passion. Just a random girl from Tampa playing in Pittsburgh. So that kind of shows you the type of guy he was. He was just always trying to, can I do anything for you? We're like, for us? You want to do for us? What can we do for you? You just be on the sideline rooting us on. It's really great.
So 2024, very successful season for yourself. Your second team All-American there. However, the team came up a little short, losing in the conference championship to Boston. Played at my high school, Pine Richland. So rolling forward here into that 2025 season, the girls who have come back, is this motivation for you guys to go in there and kick some butt in 2025? And personally for you, I know your career goes back about 9 years, and you've been an All-Americans before, but how are you continuing to keep your level of play up 9 years in?
It's hard. It is hard. So last year we had major injuries. Otherwise, I really believe we would have went to the championship game. So this year is all about hoping everyone stays safe, stays healthy. So sorry, my son just came. But yeah, pending we did not have injuries, I swear we would have won. But yeah, so this year everyone's just trying to stay healthy, work hard. It's mostly the same girls, and that's what also helps build your team, not the constant new people. So everyone has a level up from last year. We had new girls in their positions last year that, never played that spot. Being a rookie in a spot, the next year you're like, this makes more sense. So I think we're more set than we've ever been. And yeah, we just want to work hard. For me personally, I'm someone who will outwork you. If there's something I want, I will do it. Surprisingly, this year's a little harder. I just opened my new business and I do have kids. Before that, I used to work really hard, and that's how I got to the position I am now.
So, so actually, you, as Mike said, you've been playing for quite some time. So it's been 9 seasons so far, right? And what would you say has been the biggest moment of your playing career so far?
The biggest moment. Well, so last year when we played Boston, Boston's the team to beat. They were like maybe 5-time national champs. Okay, they're good. And so when we played them, I sacked the quarterback, and I don't know. They said I tackled just left and right. Like there was a lot of tackles and game-saving tackles at the very end. If they scored that touchdown, we would have lost. And it just kind of put me on the map. But also, like, if my counterparts on the other side didn't hold their side down, I couldn't chase this girl down from behind. The running back's running the opposite way. I'm coming from a whole nother angle. So if they didn't hold that side down and make a wall, but it put my name out there. Their sacrifices made me just go and clean it all up. And I think, just put my name on the map. And it felt really good. And after that, every game, I just, I don't know. Once you just shine, all of a sudden it just keeps popping up and popping up. And that Boston game was a big turnover because we won, and we haven't won in a while. And it felt like a big championship even though it's a regular season, beating Boston is like the ultimate goal for everybody, is to beat Boston. So to know that I was a very huge factor in helping us win, really felt good.
So I understand that you have traveled the globe to help build the game. How's the world reacting to the sport, and can you see it becoming a worldly professional sport for women to play?
Yes, that was actually going to be my next point when you said about what was your big point? Just recently we were in Colombia, and we actually played Brazil, and Brazil was known to beat an American football team before, so they were super hyped, but we're a totally different American team that they're playing. And we were a little light players that game, and I was forced to play both sides of the ball, which I don't normally do. I played receiver, started out outside linebacker, had to move to corner, then to safety just to help out, and even did kick return or punt return, and I returned a ball. These are things I don't normally do at Passion. Like I play my position, I play my position well. I am people's backups, but I don't. Anyway, I played the whole game like that. And then I got MVP of the game. So that was like a very big highlight to see that my knowledge from Passion, how they've taught me that I can go play internationally with girls from all over our country. And I'm able to excel and use my knowledge to be able to play different positions to wherever they need so that we can have a better game. So that, I guess that would be like a big turning point for me to see how much Pittsburgh has really taught me football compared to maybe some other city. So the international sport, super awesome. So far, it seems like we've been in mostly like Latin countries. It is growing. And even before this, there was called Women's World Football Games. And they had like 4 years of this, and I attended some of these. And I played with girls from like 25 different countries. You'll be shocked to know how many women in different countries want to play football. It might not be as big as here. We are very much grown. Mexico actually has a good foundation. Canada has a lot. But I played 25 different countries. There was a girl from Austria. They didn't have a women's team. She played with the guys. There were girls from Japan. There were when I tell you, I met people from all over that I got to say like, oh, cool. Like I know this girl in France. There was girls I played with in France. there are women football players everywhere and they want to. So just getting the highlight and people to change the narrative that it's only a man's sport. We're not asking to play with men. We're playing with women. So like, that's all, you can't get hit by a dude. Like, okay, we don't want to. It's fine. Like we want to play with women just like any other women's sport. And there's nothing wrong with women being physical. Nothing. So It is something that there are women that want to do it. Do I say everyone? No, they don't know what it's like until you get to play. Once you play, like, I feel like you're going to be in love with it, unless you don't like physicality. But we are helping women in these countries. I've seen these countries grow, the ones that I've been to. Costa Rica, Colombia. Now I was there for their very first ever women's football game. Okay, like I got to be part of history in a way, a women's history in another country. I supported them. Beforehand we had a clinic for them. While they're working, we're trying to tell them how to like adjust and what to do. And now I've watched them in multiple games now, so I've watched them grow and learn, and they're just becoming better. They just become better, and they're eager to learn. Some of these girls from the other countries are coming to play in America on different cities' teams. So it's growing, it's working. We did just play in Amsterdam. There's supposedly another Europe country we're supposed to play next year. We're supposed to go to Honduras at the end of this year. They already have a team, but they're still in the beginning, earlier stages of their team.
So another one of your passions, other than football, is dogs. You mentioned you just recently opened up a place. Tell us how that came about, where it's at, and what you guys can do for someone that might need to bring their dog there.
I've been in the dog grooming industry for probably at least 12 years, maybe a little more actually, but I've been on my own maybe at least 10 years. I used to groom from my house for a good bit, and then I just built clientele. I didn't know people needed a good groom. I didn't even know there wasn't good groomers, okay? Because I used to work in Southside, and the owner there was great. She was great. She taught me everything I knew, and so to me, it was just normal. And so when I live in Moon Township, which is about, 25, 30 minutes away. And when I started putting my work out there, people wanted a groomer, and it just took off. And I wanted to stay at home for a while because it was just easy. And then everyone always asked me to watch their dogs or like daycare overnights. And I'm like, I can't do that all at my house, and I need more help. So I got a partner, and we finally found, it took a year to find a property here in Moon Township. We've been open for 6 months now, and we have a big building facility that has grooming, doggy daycare, and boarding overnights. It's not a kennel. It's supposed to be more like at home. The dogs are with us all the time, like with people, with other dogs. So it has to, for the daycare and overnights, they have to be friendly. Grooming, I take any breed, aggressive or not, because that's separate. And I always liked dogs better than people. Like growing up, I took care of all my family dogs. I used to bathe them, do their nails. I used to make my dog's nails bleed so bad. I had no idea what I was doing. And now that I'm a real groomer, I'm like, my poor dog, he just tolerated whatever I did to him. And I made jokes all the time that I'm going to be a groomer, but I didn't know what that meant. I was totally joking. And then one day it just happened. I was like, I was partying with a girl. I was partying with some girl. She said she worked at a dog groom. I was like, oh, that sounds so cool. I was like, can you get me a job there? Ha ha. And she said, come on over. And I was like, yeah. And I think it was just meant to be.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap up with this question, Ashley. In addition to your
Actually,
playing,
I got one more.
Oh, you have one more? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. You want to go
No
next
problem.
or am I next?
Yeah, you can just go. It's fine.
I'm next. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'd say, Ashley, in addition to your playing career and the dog grooming, I mean, you seem to have, several other projects going as well, and you're a mother of 3. So how are you able to juggle all of this and still make the positive impact that you're making?
It's a lot. I have 2 kids, just so people don't think I'm really crazy with 3, because I don't know if I could handle 3. I do have my husband is very supportive. He's actually a coach for Passion. I joined Passion first. He came later, and he's the wide receiver coach. And I'm a defense, so we go against each other. But he's supportive. So not everybody supports like women's football, and that can be hard. Like when family members don't support, they're like, oh, you're a mother, you need to be with your kids only. But I think my kids need to see strong women, and they think girls play football. My son tells me, "Oh, I want to." When the Steelers are on, he sees the black and yellow. He's like, "Oh, are you on TV?" I said, "No, that's the men." And he's like, "Oh, well, I want to watch the women." I was like, "Yeah, that's right, buddy." And I just believe if you want to do something, you make the time for it. Like, you do it. It's not easy. I am tired, but you can't add more days to your life, right? You can add more life to your days type of thing. Like, I will just keep chugging along to do all the things and experience everything we can, because life is short and I most certainly don't want to miss out.
So I read an article about you, and it went into something you had mentioned earlier, the National Ball Hockey League, that you were actually drafted into that. So how
sign
big
up.
is this? You sign
Okay,
okay,
you
it
do
said
sign
drafted.
up. It is a draft league. So the NBHL, the women's league, is, as I'm aware, is the highest like normal ball hockey for women. They do also have like a Team USA ball hockey in different ages. So so second highest, because I guess Team USA would be the highest. Now there's a few different cities that have the National Ball Hockey League, and you sign up and you have to be drafted. Everyone's worth a certain amount. And then Pittsburgh has, I think, 4 teams. We duke it out to go to New Jersey, and you play other cities. So yeah, I joined hockey. I always liked deck hockey, but I just came back to hockey 3 or 4 years ago. And I felt like I joined hockey and rugby in my off season of passion. I just wanted to do more, and it's a whole different type of sport. Doing other sports has made me better at football, actually. Like, sometimes you get sick of the same training, and doing something different, working different muscles. I just became my agility, my speed. Like, deck hockey is a lot of cardio. I hate running. Okay, I hate running. But you ask me to run at football or hockey, it's different. And I run hard and I run fast. So like, that's my fun cardio I do, instead of like a treadmill or sprints up a hill. That's like, no, don't do that. So hockey is like my cardio, but I also just want to keep pushing. I like to push myself. I like to support women's sports. I want to go farther. Yeah. And so the NBHL does have an elite league that I'm hoping I might get drafted for. This is like a real draft. You sign up, it doesn't mean you'll make a team. But it's more of like they'll do tournament style. It's not, they have a few tournaments, but you can be picked. We'll see.
So you were one of those girls then in like high school that was just good at no matter what athletic thing you did, right?
Yeah. I didn't actually push myself hard. I think that's why I push myself hard now. I didn't push myself hard in high school, and I didn't have people pushing me hard to my potential of things I know I could have done. Their basketball coach begged me every year to play on the women's basketball team. And I kept telling him no, because I still don't like basketball, to be honest. He's like, "But I'll teach you." I was like, "No." He's like, "But you're aggressive." I was the girl that was in all the boy gym classes. I never attended female gym class. The girls didn't play hard enough for me. Yeah. And they didn't want to play with me because I was a little aggressive. Like, I came to gym class to play. I like to compete. I compete in everything I do. We could be walking to the car and I want to get there first, but I'm actually having kids tone me down a little bit. But everything. I want to be the best at everything. And my favorite thing about sports is living in the moment. Okay. My life is busy. For those moments that I'm playing, I'm at passion practice in my game. Nothing in the world matters. Nothing exists but that. Me, my teammates, having fun. Like, anything in this world that was stressful is gone. It does not exist. And I think that's why I continue to keep playing these sports, because that's my time to just live in a moment and not live our normal stressful lives. And I also I really like to win. I really want to, I want to be up there, and I like to learn from other women. Like, you can totally coach me. I tell people when we're playing hockey, I'm like, "Can you just yell what you want me to do? I'll listen as we're going." Like, you'll see me bulldozing through as they tell me to go left. All right. Like, right. Whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, excellent stuff, Ashley. Thank you so much for your time and answering these questions today.
Thank you for having me and hounding me down, because, like I said, life's a little chaotic, and I do like definitely always want to check with my coach, to make sure it's something that's, she wants the passion to be supported correctly. And so do we, because there's, people out there that really do just want to bash women's football, or, just
Dude, this show,
not
man,
focus on the right things.
Yeah, this show, we just love sports in general. I mean, we do every sport we can find, and it's just a passion for us. No pun intended.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. I'll remind everybody, hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Always very important. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see y'all next time. Have a great night.